Oh, yes. I just wanted to start with the Constitution today because I know there's got to be something of value in this Constitution. Now, the question whether an act repugnant to the Constitution, can become a law of the land is a question deeply interesting to the United States. Now, repugnant oftentimes mean that a law is really disagreeable with the Constitution. It's kind of like saying, well, we don't have to make sure of proof of process before issuing dissolutions of marriage. Now, Marshall began his discussion of this final phase of the case, but happily not in intricacy proportion to its interest. First, certain fundamental principles warranting judicial review were noticed. Now, let's say that I put this before the Supreme Court of the United States of America, and Ginsburg's there, and the new guy in Gorsuch, and Elena Kagan, and a few other Sotomayor. And I asked them, is it possible to abduct the children of a parent if the court doesn't require notice and opportunity? It sure is. Is it really? How would you do that? A Supreme Court Justice of the United States. How would you do it? Well, there's the thought that you could bribe some corrupt judges to issue a protection order where there was no notice or opportunity to the parent. Yes. And then you could file for a dissolution of marriage where the parent responded, but then you made sure that the parent never got additional notices or opportunity. Now, how would the Supreme Court of the United States like to get sued for being complicit in the Class B felony kidnapping? Now, I got the Black's Law Dictionary because I know there's some confusion in the Supreme Court. And I did email them numerous times. Yes. See, I made a slight change to the email, and it could be that the Supreme Court has followed this case with great interest. Now, let's see. Complicity. Let's say corrupt motive doctrine. Corruption of blood. Corruption of a minor. Impairing the morals of my five sons. Oh my gosh. Corruption. It's very close to complicit, isn't it? Ooh. Is there anybody in the federal government that knows how you can abduct and to kidnap children by not using a weapon? Now, I know when you don't give me notice of court hearings and you say that I'm mentally ill, and then you issue dissolutions of marriage where you gave permanent custody. Is there any possible way that I can sue the Supreme Court of the United States for having any knowledge of actually, we'll get to repugnant, but now, community property, state, community service. That's something that's very interesting to a lot of people that go to jail. They have to do community service, and considering that the minimum wage has gone up, yes. Have judges adjusted the actual value of community service equal to the amount of the minimum wage available to those that could earn an income so that it would reduce the number of community service hours to offset the fees and fines of going to court? Could you get me the community service of all of those that have been in jail that agreed to do community service? I've known a lot of individuals that have been to jail that they kept getting assigned community service, yes, as a condition of court. Now, you would think, okay, fees and fines. Yes. When you take into consideration the actual value of community service, how do you calculate the value of it? Just get me all of those that have been arrested, that have gone to court, and they've been convicted of a crime. Yeah. they had fees or fines, and they really thought, well, I'll do community service because I don't have a job right now. Seems that some judges don't take into account the minimum wage increase in Washington State. Yes, and what they do is they think, well, minimum wage $7.25 an hour throughout the nation. You're going to get 100 hours community service because you owe $725 versus the $11.50 that minimum wage. I'm probably going to sue you for this, motherfuckers. Yep, he is. Complicity, oh, involvement in a crime together with other people, association, or participation in a criminal act as an accomplice. Under the model penal code, a person can be an accomplice as a result of either the own person's conduct or the conduct of another, such as an innocent agent for which that person is legally accountable. Model Penal Code 2.06. Yes, yes, yes. See, accomplice, innocent agent, involvement in or knowledge of situation that is morally wrong and entails dishonesty. Now, I'm thinking the law of criminal complicity is riddled with obscurities and difficulties. But let's say your oath of office. I sent you an email. Yeah. I didn't put any links in it. I don't think there's any links in that email, so you couldn't delink it. I used pictures for all of those in office.